What is up, guys? Dallas here. We are back with another YouTube video today. Today we are going to be unboxing and building something very special. We just got it actually today. Um, we're going to be unboxing and building another dirt bike. Yes. I am stoked for this one, guys, because this is the all-new Qronge Spark X1 medium. There are two sizes. There is a medium and a large. We got the medium. And I think that's what it stands for. If you go on the website, it's M or L. So I'm just going to say medium. So the Qronge XL Spark M or medium is a very exciting bike. And it's right here boxed. We are stoked to unbox it and build it right here for you guys. Giving you guys just a step-by-step on where to pretty much just how to build your bike. Sometimes it can be a little tedious here and there, and that's why I'm here. Yeah, first look, you guys get to see it same time as I do. And as always, I will leave the direct link down in the description box so that you can get yourself a Qronge X1 Spark or any other bike that Qronge sells. You can also visit my link tree as I have other major discounts and my other favorite bikes that I do have on my Amazon storefront. But before we get started and start unboxing our bike, I'm gonna go ahead and telling you all the crazy features about this X1 Spark beast. And I'm saying beast because it is insane for what it is. I'm gonna look down at my notes here on my phone, but top speed is absolutely crazy. They have it listed online saying it goes up to 50 miles per hour. 50 miles per hour is pretty crazy, especially on a pit bike and for the price of this bike. It's insane. The payload capacity on this X1 Spark is 350 pounds. I myself am 175 pounds, so you can put two of me on here and be fine. Its max battery range on a single charge says on their website is about 60 miles max. And again, that can always be a little iffy depending on how much power you're using. Depends on how much you're pretty much, are you going full throttle, all modes. You're definitely not going to get 60 miles on that single charge. If you're being very conservative, I'm sure you can. Its battery capacity is a 60 volt, 28.8 amp hour. So pretty big battery. Not gonna lie, especially for a mini bike, a mini e-dirt bike, that's pretty insane. And its peak motor is 4,500 watts. So that's pretty insane. Honestly, all the facts that I'm speaking about for this bike, the X1 Spark, is insane. And I believe the only difference between the M and L is only the tire size. So I believe this bike is a 1412, and I think the L is a 1714. So 14 inches in the front, 14-inch tires in the front and 12 inches in the rear for the medium, and then for the large or the L, 17-inch tires in the front and then 14-inch tires in the back. And I believe that is the only difference between the M and the L. And the last spec I want to talk about is absolutely insane, and honestly everything I just said is absolutely insane for exactly what it is and for the price, but its Newton meter is nuts. It's 283, so that torque is insane. So this bike, I'm sure with that high of Newton meters, that torque is insane. You can easily pop a wheelie, no doubt about it. So definitely, if you have a little whiskey throttle or risky throttle or whatever, you're gonna fall on your butt. So you better make sure you have a helmet on. I still need to get a helmet for myself. But yeah, so that's all the important facts about this bike. 50 miles per hour speed, 350 pound payload capacity, a 60 mile max range on a single charge, 4,500 watt peak motor, a 60 volt, 28.8 amp hour battery capacity, and then a 283 Newton meter torque. That's insane. So let's go ahead and unbox this bike and start building. And to be honest, moving this bike from the FedEx truck today, it's pretty dang heavy. It's this box in general is heavy as heck. So I'm pretty excited for it. We're gonna go ahead and see what we get when we get the Q1 Spark by Qronge medium. And yeah, so if you guys are wanting to get this bike for yourself or for your kids, this is a video to see if you really want to bite the bullet. So let's go ahead and unbox this bike and let's get started. All right guys, so here it is. It's honestly not that big. I'm not that big of a person. This box is pretty much stuffed. Yeah, I'm really excited. So let's start unboxing this thing. You always want to make sure that you keep the box too, just in case you might have to return it. You never know. You never know. Oh, well, I lied. Jeez. My gosh. Well, I'll tell you this. They definitely secured this box because they stapled it and they glued it. So I want to keep the box as best as I could. There you go, I got one side. Oh my God. Am I that weak or is this box that freaking strong? Well, I'll tell you this. They sure know how to secure a package and a box. Holy crap. So I guess 10 out of 10 for packaging, huh? You can hear me out of breath. Holy crap. All right. Whew. Okay. My first look. Box looks great. Bike is well secured, obviously. Well, that looks kind of terrible up close. I told you guys to keep the box in good condition and I couldn't even do that myself. So, bike is well packaged. Looks great. And I honestly can't wait. We got the orange. So this bike will be orange and it looks like it's ready to party. So let's get this guy out. All right, so there's no way that I'm able to bring this bike out of this box. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut up the box. Yeah, this bike is way too heavy for me to take it out by itself without messing it up. So yeah, this corner, there was a box. Your manual. Oh. Whew. And there you go. Here she is. You know what? I'm actually surprised that there's not that much foam. A lot of the other bikes I've opened up, the boxes are like double the size with like 75% of it foam. So we got, first thing, we got the number plate right here. Got some other miscellaneous stuff. Tire right here. I'm stoked, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped. All right. Got our front wheel. This is a 14-inch wheel. Got some other stuff. All right. Kickstand is installed. Pegs is installed. That's really good. Yeah, I guess where do we begin? I guess we're gonna go ahead and try our best to take the bike out of the box as best as we can and then go from there. I don't see any loose pieces just in case it doesn't drag. Okay, our handlebar is low in a little bit. All right. Okay. Sweet. I think our only thing dragging is the handlebar. It's not a problem. Oh, our front brakes is installed. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get my stand, my bike stand. Just wait. All right, we got our stand, our dirt bike stand. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and move some of these things. But we got our dirt bike stand right here, the good old bucket method, because I don't have a real one. But this is really enough. All right, bear with me. I want to just grab the frame. Ooh. There you go. I think too far forward, and there she goes for now. So we're gonna go ahead and move the box out of its way. Okay, bike is on the stand. Barely. Let me move it back just a little bit. And of course, it'd be a lot easier once the rear spring is connected, so this back arm doesn't just freaking drag. But it's on here. It's ready to go. I'm gonna try and find a steady ground. I guess that's it. I just don't want the front right here, front forks touching the ground, so I can get the front wheel on. So yeah, let's go ahead and unpackage. Remove the plastics. Woo! Some things need to settle a little bit, but I will tell you this, I am pretty stoked that majority of the parts are actually installed already. The foot pegs are installed. The kickstand is already installed. Everything else is pretty standard. Obviously the handlebars not being installed is standard for most bikes. Obviously when it comes in the box, sticks too far out. These lights are installed. All the plastics of the bike is installed as well. So that saves you a lot of time when you are building, when you're unboxing and building your bike. And of course, longer for me since I'm making a video for you guys. But yeah, this is the first look of the Spark X1 M. Yeah, I'm actually impressed with it so far. Looks awesome. Looks absolutely amazing. The color orange is super sick. Yeah, so sorry, I started fidgeting with some things. Yeah, I am stoked to start cutting the zip ties up here in the forks. It is holding the handlebar and some hardware pieces, I think. We have a box charger. We got that. I think this might have the hardware to that. I'm just assuming because obviously I don't see any hardware for the handlebar, but I am talking ahead of myself. It might be under this bubble wrap, so we're going to go ahead and cut the zip ties and get started. All right, I'm going to start cutting the zip ties. Slowly start unpacking and unboxing or unwrapping this bike. Make sure you don't cut any important wires, especially when you have them with the foam, just as so. Some bubble wrap here, guy out, just as so. That is the LCD screen, and I want to unplug it just so that's not dangling around. Quality is A1. I love how they already mount majority of the parts for you, like the foot pegs, the kickstand, the light to its bracket, and the LCD screen to its bracket as well. Honestly, it saves you a lot of time. The bolts are already mounted to where they're supposed to be. So like this guy right here is already mounted. Two of them are mounted right here. I assume it's for the LCD screen and for your headlight. Two bolts that's for your handlebars to attach to your forks. They're already mounted and screwed in right here, just to let you know. They pretty much make it easier for us to build the bike instead of reading the instruction. They're already telling you where the screws and bolts pretty much go. So love that. Thank you, Qronge. Boom. Oh, and that's one thing too. They already mounted your grips. Usually your throttle wasn't mounted. Oh, and one key thing, this is a full throttle. I was reading previously in the other, I guess the older X1 Sparks, they had a half throttle. So if you guys are familiar with the half throttles in like other e-bikes, that's pretty much just what this bike had. So I assume they had lots of feedback from other customers saying, hey, I want a full throttle, you know, it's a dirt bike, and they listened. So kudos and shout out to them for doing that. So I think the first thing that we're gonna do is possibly look at what needs to be installed first. I'm trying to think, do I install handlebars and then screen and light? Because sometimes all this kind of mess might be in the way. So I think to make it easier, I'm gonna try this route this time. I'm gonna install my LCD screen and light first, but I'm actually getting ahead of myself because I said we're actually wrapping these things. So we got bubble wrap on the forks. See, I'm telling you, because look, they already installed the shock protectors or the fork protectors up front already, and the brake caliper up front right here as well. So that really makes life a whole lot easier. Got some other miscellaneous stuff back here. Okay, and then I'll leave these plastics on until I actually get the bike pretty much assembled. Boom. I love seeing all the little knobbies on top of here. And then it sucks to when you keep riding your bike and your knobbies just disappear, because then it's not a new bike anymore. All the bolts are already in place of where it needs to be. That makes it so much easier, so that you don't have to read instructions on how to and where to and what to use to install installing your bike. So number plate, front fender, front tire. We got a 14-inch tire, 12-inch tire in the back. We got our LCD screen with the light charger and the owner's manual right there. We got our X1 Spark sitting here looking nice and pretty. This needs to just get some heat to it. And yeah, our bolt is already in its place of where it needs to be. All right, guys, before we actually install anything and mount anything together, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like when the bike is not wrapped up together, and what it actually looks like before things are put together. So you have your rear. This is where your coil, your spring mounts to. Like I said, Qronge was actually nice enough to actually really dumb it down for us to, you know, where the bolts and pieces go. Honestly, I'm really happy they did that. They already have your pegs mounted and installed, as well as your kickstand. So honestly, shout out to them for doing that, because it makes it a lot easier when we are building these bikes. Some of you guys like to build the bike when all the pieces are spread out, which is fine. You know, that's not terrible, but it's always nice when a company helps you out. They have all the nuts and bolts, pieces, everything pretty much in place of where it needs to be. They also already had the grips mounted together, so very cool. They had the LCD screen and light also plugged in as well, but I went ahead and removed it just so it's not dangling around with the handlebar and not adding extra weight. We have our axle right here, as you guys can see. So you have your spacers, and what's also really sick and awesome is that they already mounted your, always remove this, just making sure. They have your brake caliper already mounted, so sick. And yeah, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like up close and personal before we actually start building our bike. Just wanted to show you quality looks awesome. Really stoked about it. Plastics look great. Seat looks awesome. And there's lots of things to be grateful for because Qronge really made it easier for us to actually build our bike, knowing that everything is in place. This is the front fender. They already have all those there. Oh, there you go. They already have everything there. So really awesome. Okay, so we got our tools ready to go. I guess the only downfall I will say that Qronge did not do is they did not provide you with a set of tools and some extra hardware pieces. Most companies provide you with like, I guess just the tools that you need to assemble your bike. I guess, yeah, if you don't have your own toolkit at home, that's something that you have to take account for. So always make sure you have something simple. I just have this simple kit I got from Costco. So, I mean, I always use this because it's got everything I need. So we're gonna go ahead and get this mounted. We took our bolt and washer and nut out, and I believe it was like that. So make sure that you have your washer on the inside. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this bike down. So I got you guys a closer look so you guys can see. Kind of want to play around with this thing. Pretty much move this up and down. So you want to make sure your washer is on the inside and then your bolt. Play around with it, kind of jiggle your bolt through. You might have to. But once you get that bolt in, you want to go ahead and wrench this guy in, get that bolt in. It's a little tight, just as so. So we got that guy in. We have our nuts. We're going to go ahead and get this guy on here. Put that bolt on. Start wrenching her down. My ratchet actually doesn't fit in between, so I got to do it this way. All right, so we finally got our bolt on for our rear shock. And let's go ahead and put the rest of our bike together. All right, so we got our rear coil connected together. We're gonna go ahead and connect our light and our LCD screen. Got our 2 bolts taken out. We're gonna go ahead and put this light and LCD screen on. All right, so I installed the light and the screen, and I found something out. Don't tighten the light and screen all the way. You kind of want to just have it threaded just a little bit, because when you install your handlebar, this will be in the way. So when you install your handlebar, and if your LCD screen is tightened all the way, then this black piece right here, it's kind of the bracket of the light, will be in the way. So you kind of want to have it, so you kind of want to have your light or your light and your screen just threaded enough where this is still movable, because you need to have your handlebars mounted into place. And if I lift this up just a little bit, you will see divots or indents of where your handlebar bracket is supposed to be. And if this is tightened all the way, it'll pull your screen all the way back and then not allow you to have your, not allow your handlebars to fit where these indents are. So glad I was able to go through that struggle first so that you guys don't have to. We got our 2 bolts right here. We're gonna go ahead and thread that into our handlebars right underneath. It's the only 2 holes on top of the forks. Pretty self-explanatory. When you see it, we're gonna go ahead and thread that. Thread the other one. We still have our light and LCD screen disconnected. I was gonna put the number plate on, but as I started fidgeting around some things, I decided not to do that. So we're going to go ahead and make sure our handlebar is connected to our forks. Make sure those are nice and tight because it is a pain if this is super loose on your forks and very unsafe. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is the right size and that it is. All right, we're going to go ahead and tighten this guy here. And if I had my number plate on, I wouldn't be able to tighten my handlebar to my forks as well. Nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and tighten our LCD screen and our headlight. It is pretty tight, or it is in a tight place to reach, but we shall see. All right, well, you can't even see exactly where I'm tightening, but this is where the LCD screen and our light connects to. It's right under this handlebar. So as you can see, I have my Allen key, Allen wrench. It is tight in there. We got our handlebar connected and our LCD screen and our headlight on. Yeah, everything is pretty much good to go up top. We just have our number plate and our front wheel to install. So yeah, but I'm happy that we got that installed. Yeah, looks good. The wires are a bit of a mess, but I can obviously reorganize it, and I will here shortly. But let's go ahead and get that front wheel on. All right, so we got our front wheel here. Our brake caliper is already installed. We have our axle right here. I want to go ahead and remove that. As so, we have the bigger wheel spacer and then our smaller wheel spacer, then we have our nut. We're going to go ahead and get this guy on. We want to make sure that our brake caliper and brake pads go right on our rotor. As so. Then I have the larger spacer right here. You want to get that right here. Get that in. Sweet. Jiggle that guy through as so, just like that. We're going to go ahead and knock on the other side. There you go. You have your front axle installed on your front tire. We're going to go ahead and grab our bolt. Thread it in. Then we have our 19mm socket. We're going to go ahead and tighten this guy up. And there you go. And before and after you go riding, you want to make sure all the proper bolts pretty much everywhere are just nicely tightened. You don't want anything loose and having a bad day. So we got our front tire on. It looks good, looks great. Let's head over to our front fender. All right, so we're going to go ahead and install our front fender. We're going to just remove these 3 bolts. We got our front fender. We're going to go ahead and slide this guy in as so. All right. Go ahead and thread the first screw in. All right, so we got our front fender installed. It's looking good. We pretty much just have one more piece left. So we got our number plate left. We're going to go ahead and get her installed. So you got only 1 bolt on it. You have a spacer. Then you have your decently long bolt. Have that go through. Have the spacer come in right at the end. And that's pretty much it. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get our wires connected, just since we have a lot of space to do so. All right, got those guys clicked in. Kind of just tuck all those wires kind of right there, and kind of hopefully get our number plate. All right, so we are getting it screwed in. So be mindful when you are getting your number plate on, you want to make sure you tuck it under your light. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, our X1 Spark M is fully assembled. Now we can go ahead and take these plastics off and see what this bike really can do. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. This is our X1 Spark Medium. Woo, just take a look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't even want to take off my plastics yet, but I have to, I guess. We're going to go ahead and see what is under that seat and see what it looks like. But so far, this Qronge X1 Spark M is looking absolutely amazing. Look at that. Get a rear light, blinking lights. That's awesome. Can't wait to turn this guy on. And my trusty stand has done its job. It has absolutely gotten beaten. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take this bike off of my trusty bike stand and see how I look on it. Well, I mean, after we take off the plastics and look under the seat. So, all right, take these plastics off. I've yet to figure out how to take the seat off. Take the seat off completely. There is a bolt right in the back. Just one bolt, or sorry, one nut that holds one bolt. And yeah, so we have the seat off. And it seems to be a little bit more difficult in order for you to access the battery if you wanted to. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you have to take off 5 screws or bolts on the top of the bike that's directly under the seat in order for you to remove the battery, I think. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. Otherwise, yeah, I guess otherwise you wouldn't need to remove the seat if you wanted to. So we're going to go ahead and put this guy back. We have to slide it in. As so. Put our nut back. All right, so we got all of our plastics off. I had removed the seat. And this is that one bolt. If you can see that right here, it's a little dark. This was the one bolt that you remove in order for you to take your seat off. But yeah, we got all the plastics off. Bike looks great. The moment of truth, we're going to take it off our trusty bike stand and then see how I look on it. And then we're going to go ahead and turn the bike on. We're going to go ahead, pick this guy up. There you go. Good old plastic piece that I forgot to take off. But yeah, so this is the X1 Spark by Qronge. This is their M model. They also have a L model, and the only difference is the wheel size. We are rocking a 14-inch tire in the front and a 12-inch tire in the back, and the L has a 17-inch tire in the front and a 14-inch tire in the back. I am 5'10", 175 pounds, and yeah, I mean, this is a good old fun pit bike. Again, this goes 50 miles per hour. In another video, I will be showing you guys, some riding clips and all that kind of stuff. This video is just dedicated to unboxing and building the bike. Before you turn your bike on with your keys, there's also a power button on the battery itself. On the right-hand side, you just press this guy and it'll be blue. So we have our button on. All right, we got our keys. We're gonna go ahead and put it in the ignition. Turn this guy on. All right, so we have our bike on, and right here, right above the ignition on my thumb, there is a button that has the letter M on it, and that's just for mode. And as you see right here on your LCD screen, we're in mode 1, 2, and 3, and that's pretty much all that there is in modes. But yeah, we are fully charged, we have 0 miles, and we are ready to go. All right, and then on the left-hand side of your handlebar, you have your blinkers. You got left, you got right, and then you got your blinkers off, and then you have your button right here. And do you see that in the distance? Look at that. Oh my God, it's super cool. I'm gonna, hold on. All right, don't get blinded, but pay attention to this right here. So that on and off button that I was pushing and switching up, you got your regular light, you got your amber. Isn't that, I'm a sucker for amber. And then watch this. Boom, you got a strobe with amber. So sick. Go back on. Super sick, guys, super sick. And you guys have a horn. I don't want to do the horn because if I do the horn, my dogs will go crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and throw them blinkers on and see what it looks like in the back. We're gonna go ahead and throw our blinkers on. That's our left, our right. Pretty bright actually, not gonna lie. And I think we have our rear as well. Yep, hold the brakes. If you do the front brake, yeah, so front brake and rear brake, your rear light or tail light will activate, and yeah, pretty sick. Oh shit, there it is. But pretty cool, guys. I'm just gonna turn it around for you guys, but this is level 1. Holy crap. Okay, that's level 1. Level 2, this is nuts. Oh my God, okay, yeah, this is crazy. I need to take this outside, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn this guy around. Look at this, look at this, look at that. Turn this guy around. I'm gonna put the kickstand out and see what it sounds like with this tire going full speed. Holy crap. I don't know how I'm gonna, words can't describe how excited I am. Why does it have to be nighttime? And why did it have to snow today? Because my roads are super icy. Let's hear it again. NASCAR, baby. That sounds like a freaking NASCAR. Woo! All right, let's get this guy down on like level 1 or something. But thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. This was a good one and this was a fun one. I'm really excited to ride my Qronge X1 Spark M model, and I'm really excited to get out there and look, I already left the skid mark just dinking around. So if you guys want one yourself, click the link down below in the description. I have a personal discount code for you guys, and you guys can save a boatload of money on your purchase just like this, or if you wanted to get anything off of their website. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, please let me know. Drop your comments down below. This has been a fun one, and I am super excited to show you guys more riding videos, and pretty much getting down on this Q1 Spark by Qronge. What are you guys doing? Go get yourself one. Use my discount code. It is my first name, Dallas. It'll save you so much money. So I will see you guys in the next one.